you doing there, folks? Baiters here with another Top 10. Today we're going to look at the top 10 things to do once you've beaten Fallout 4. And boy, I gotta say, these things are juicy. Oh yeah, they're just so goddamn juicy. Yeah, they're just dripping with juice, people. And if you don't know what juice means, don't worry. It's okay, I just made that shit up 2 seconds ago to be synonymous with fun, because I'm a real cowboy. Just making up my own words. Also, just an FYI, I'm trying to raise some money to buy a time machine and go back in time and fist fight a pterodactyl. So if you want to support me on Patreon, it could really help me out with that. Now go ahead and tape your chest boobies together, and let's get to average baiting, baby! At number 10, we've got Build an Incredible Settlement. As we all know, building is a thing in Fallout 4. However, it's optional, and more often than not, we tend to opt out to explore and pursue new storylines or adventures. Now, there are a lot of settlements, and rumor has it, they all need your fucking help, which can get a little time-consuming and not leave much time for anything else. However, once you beat the game, you'll free up a lot of time to do all sorts of weird shit. One of which can be building amazing structures. You can even invite some real-world friends over to gawk and awe at your masterpieces as you finish them. And if they give you any lip or don't really appreciate them, you can just unleash a bitch-slapping frenzy on them, the likes of which they've never even heard of. What do you mean you don't like my settlement? Oh my god! Oh my god! How about now? Huh? You like my settlement now, bitch? Yes, I love it. It's so nice. Making friends is tough, am I right, fellas? Yeah. Yeah. In all honesty, though, the building in Fallout can be incredibly addicting and fun. I mean, not quite as addicting as crystal meth, I'll have you, but pretty addicting nonetheless. I once spent months trying to make each settlement something completely unique. For instance, one of my settlements was a marketplace where you could go to buy things. I had another one that was a gladiator stadium where my settlers would fight to the death. I also had a settlement that was a maximum security prison with a secret exit that was used for escapes, which coincidentally, I used to escape because I was wrongfully imprisoned for getting a little too handsy with a farm chicken. But like I told the judge, I was framed, okay? That chicken was a slut, and I'm not fully convinced it didn't just fuck itself, you know? Honestly, there's so many fun, interesting, and addicting ideas to explore, so don't give up on Fallout 4 until you've built something you can truly be proud of. Even try to rebuild real-world monuments like the White House or the Pentagon or Burger King, home of the Whopper, you know? That can be fun. Then once you are done building up all your settlements, if you have the Nuka World DLC, you can actually take them over for a raider faction of your choice, which can be a ton of fun, and it will definitely get Preston's panties in a bunch. I rate this thing 1 cat getting eaten alive by a giant fish. Oh my god, no! Not like this! Not like this! At number 9, we've got Go on a Killing Spree. Now, once you've exhausted a lot of the options in the game, played all the side quests, sided with every faction, found all the Easter eggs and random encounters, did the DLC, and even did every single companion quest you could think of, then you might think that there's nothing left to do in this game aside from modding it to make you happy. Well, this couldn't be further from the truth. Now, once you've done the main story, the last challenge left is obviously to try and fucking kill everyone, right? I mean, without getting caught, of course, right? Now, this is extremely difficult, but also extremely satisfying if you can pull it off. I mean, you can sneak into people's rooms late at night and stab them right in the armpit, or you can corner them alone when they wander off or get separated from the group and shoot them right in the neck with a silenced handgun. That way, there's no noise, and if they don't die right away, then they can't signal for help, you know? It's literally the perfect crime. Now, if you run into one of those rare NPCs that are always around other people, aka witnesses, then you can just take them out into the middle of the woods and end them mafia style, just like I had to do with Preston Garvey when he started asking too many questions. Hey Preston, you want to come with me for a minute, buddy? I just want to show you a super safe place in the middle of the woods. Come on, let's just get out of here. You just chased me, you scoundrel. Goodbye, old friend. Goodbye. Now, sometimes the NPCs in Fallout 4 somehow know you've done bad shit even though they didn't directly witness it, which can get kind of annoying. So you may have to download some mods to make the most of this killing spree. However, sneaking around, killing different people in the Commonwealth, and having everyone wonder who it is, it can really be a thrilling ride. And if they eventually become wise to your shenanigans and sniff you out, remember, don't give up without a fight. Go out guns blazing like a real psychopath. Whip out a fat man and take out a couple dozen with you before you go. Now this might seem a bit silly, but honestly, outsmarting NPCs can be surprisingly satisfying. I rate this thing one photo of the hunted becoming the hunter. Oh, I'm onto you, you carnivorous bastard. Trying to soften me up with a little light petting. Not today! At number 8, we've got find all the synth replacements. As many of you know, the Institute has been replacing people with synths in the Commonwealth for quite some time, and it's extremely difficult to know who's a synth and who isn't. Now, is the guy in my break room at work a synth because he eats a brownie like a fucking lunatic? Who knows? But I definitely don't trust him. No, I don't. Or his fucking brand new white sneakers, okay? And if I catch him eyeballing my tuna sandwich again, I'm probably gonna stab him right in the fucking nipple. I'm just saying. Now, it can be a lot of fun to put on your detective hat and try to find all the synths in the game. Now, try to examine all the main characters first, whether they're essential, non-essential, doesn't matter. Just think to yourself, is this person a synth, and why? Once you think you know whether or not they're a synth, kill them to see if you were right. If they have a synth component on their person, then you were spot on. Now, if they are an essential character, then you can just use console commands or a mod to be able to kill them and collect the evidence. Some characters will really surprise you if you do this. I know they surprised me. Also, go to your active settlements and interrogate the settlers. Watch them closely and look for anything that seems out of place. Like, do they walk funny, or do they follow other settlers around all the time? Or are they awake when everyone else is asleep? Maybe they shit standing up, or they can't talk about computers without getting a throbbing erection. Usually, that last one is a dead giveaway, by the way. Synths will always replace your settlers at your settlements, and it can be a ton of fun to launch an investigation to see which one of them is not like the other ones. Now, is this generation of synths so good that they can even fool you, or can you spot a synth from a mile away? Test yourself and examine each and every one of your settlements to flush out the imposters. It's honestly a ton of fun, especially when you guess correctly, rather than just looking like a murdering maniac. Son of a bitch, die! Guys, it's cool. He was a synth. Okay? No, he actually wasn't a synth. I just really wanted to murder him. I rate this thing one dentist who may or may not have gotten his license out of a cereal box. Doctor, is this gonna hurt? At number 7, we've got complete all the side quests. Now, the main quest in Fallout 4 is a lot of fun. You follow the story of the sole survivor to find the whereabouts of his or her kidnapped son. However, the main story is only a tiny piece of the pie, and only a fraction of the great storylines you can see to fruition in the game. One of the best and most interesting parts of any Fallout game are the side quests. They not only help round out tons of characters and fascinating interactions, but they give you items, armors, and weapons you wouldn't have otherwise gotten. Now, there are so many side quests in Fallout 4. Seriously, there's just so many. I once tried to count them all in one sitting, and I ended up shitting in my pants. Albeit it was unrelated to the counting, it was more like a fart that got away from me, you know, but I just really needed to get that off my chest. And I just feel like I could trust the internet. It just seems like a really safe place to just share. Either way, there are so many side quests in Fallout 4 that hypothetically could keep you busy forever, especially if we count all those pesky settlements that need your help. However, even if we don't include the settlement quests, the side quests in Fallout 4 are still some of the most enjoyable adventures in the game. You can play as a superhero called the Silver Shroud, or you can discover the ominous secret of the Cabot House and why they seem to live forever. Or you can save some sailor robots and help them go on one last journey. And so much more. One could argue you've never really enjoyed Fallout 4 unless you've tried to complete all the side quests in the game. They are just a bum-tickeliciously good time, folks, so don't miss out. These are honestly some of my favorite missions in the game, and sometimes I'll start a new playthrough just to experience them one more time. I rate this thing one guy who's about to get manhandled by a monkey with a stick. Gee golly, I hope I don't get beaten senseless today. Oh, God! Oh, why? Oh, God! Why are you doing this to me? Oh, Jesus, fuck! Oh, I gotta pick another park to go to. At number 6, we've got downloadable content. Now, the main story in Fallout 4 is a lot of fun, where you can choose to side with different factions to decide the fate of the sole survivor and the Commonwealth. But once all that's done, it can leave you wondering, what's next? Like, maybe I should leave the basement and see the sky again. Or maybe I should reconcile with my father after all these years. Fuck no! No, you should not. That sounds like a terrible idea. Because there's still so much more fun to be had in Fallout 4. So pack up those dreams of fresh air and human interaction and grab yourself a fresh bag of Cheetos because the fun's barely just begun. Yes, that's right. If you have the DLC that Bethesda released for this game, then there's still tons to do after you suffocate Sean with a dirty pillow. There are 3 DLCs that add more story content to Fallout 4. The first one is the Automatron DLC, which adds a nice little quest that's interesting and fun, but it also adds a robot workbench, which allows you to customize and upgrade your very own robot follower, which can be an absolute blast to fuck around with. Then there's Far Harbor, which has you traveling to Maine to find a missing girl. There, you can help a synth refugee camp and possibly save the inhabitants from all killing one another. Far Harbor looks and feels completely different from the Commonwealth and gives you a plethora of quests, side quests, random encounters, and Easter eggs to keep you busy for hours on end. Now, the final story-based DLC was Nuka World, which had you traveling to an old, semi-functional amusement park to help 3 raider factions sort out their shit. There is plenty to do at this amusement park that will keep you busy just exploring and having fun. But there's also a fun questline where you'll learn more about each new group of raiders. Furthermore, there are fun side quests, mini-games, random encounters, and more, which is sure to keep you happy as tits for a long time. However, even when you finish Nuka World, it still adds more to the game, letting you choose to be an evil character rather than a good one. You'll even be able to go back into the Commonwealth and conquer settlements for the raiders, which will give Preston Garvey a fucking aneurysm, and will also give you new settlement options that were previously unavailable. Now, this DLC is a ton of fun and will add so much more for you to do in Fallout 4 once you're done the main story. I rate this thing 1 infant that last saw this chicken falling out of a plane over Papua New Guinea.
This is impossible. I watched you die.
At number 5, we've got random encounters. Now, I'm not talking about the type of random encounter where you meet a girl at the bar and you think she's sweet and then one thing leads to another, you go back to your place, then surprisingly she comes out of the bathroom dressed like a giant salamander and starts spanking you on the ass with a big floppy dildo and keeps yelling, "You're not worthy!" over and over and over again. No, it's not that kind of random encounter. No. I'm talking about a completely different kind of random encounter here, folks. Although that would definitely be a treat, am I right? Now, Fallout 4 is a lot of fun to explore. In a lot of ways, it just tickles my dick to frolic freely through the world space. The world feels realistic, and everywhere you go, you find something new and unique. I once even discovered a new species of bush, just randomly, that I subsequently named the Ugly Flower, mainly because it wasn't a flower and it was rugged as fuck looking. That's not true, I made that up to sound cool. God damn it. However, one of the best parts of just wandering around aimlessly in the Commonwealth is coming across some of the random encounters. You'll see all sorts of fucked up shenanigans unfold before your very eyeballs. Each one of these interactions is a completely unique encounter, some of which will even have you make some hard choices, like who to side with, who to believe, or even who to trust. Some random encounters may try to lead you right into a trap, while others might be innocuous interactions where a guy is impersonating Preston Garvey. Now, there are even random encounters where you'll have to decide who's a synth and who's not, and whether to let those synths live or just put them down like you did your crazy Aunt Audrey when she started foaming at the mouth. There are just so many random encounters in Fallout 4 where it'll make you want to diddle your fun bags. So get out there and try to experience them all. I rate this thing 1 photo of my old online dating profile pic. Yep, that majestic pose right there left the ladies all hot and bothered. At number 4, we've got collect all the bobbleheads. In Fallout 4, there are 20 different bobbleheads that can be found in your travels as you skip and skedaddle around the Commonwealth. Finding a bobblehead can increase a special stat depending on the kind of bobblehead you find, so they can give your player character a much-needed performance buff. Now, some of the bobbleheads you'll be able to find as you play through the main story of the game, but in order to find them all, you're gonna have to put in a lot more effort. Generally, they'll be easy to spot if you're in the right location, but sometimes you'll miss them because they're tiny as fuck. So be sure to be extra aware at all times during your playthrough of the game. I find if you stop blinking altogether, it helps a lot. It also makes visitors to your house think you're fucking insane. Now, when you're looking for these collectibles, don't you even think about cheating and looking their location up on the internet. Because I'm 2 steps ahead of you, and I already rigged every website to punch you directly in the penis if you type in bobblehead location. Yeah, didn't think of that, did ya? But seriously, try not to cheat by looking up the locations on the internet. It's a lot more fun and satisfying if you find them yourself. Scour the map and think to yourself, if I were a bobblehead, where the fuck would I be? I rate this thing one bear who's been stalking me for months. What do you want from me? At number 3, we've got modding. Arguably, one of the best features of any Fallout game is the ability to mod the game using assets created by the community. Mods are just so much fun, they'll make you want to diddle your bum funnel. Now, although Fallout 4 is a thrilling ride with lots of fun adventures to embark on, eventually you will get through the entire game, most of the side quests, and even see a lot of the world space and random encounters. And then the only thing left to do will be to give your character humongous boobies and dress her in clothes that would be too small for a baby hamster. Or if tickle bitties don't really tickle your nipples, then why not try role-playing with some mods? Just go back into Fallout 4, but this time instead of playing as the sole survivor, try playing as a banished NCR ranger from the Mojave. Did you ever go back into Fallout 4 and think to yourself, man, I really want the nights to be darker? With mods, you'll be able to have that. Or maybe you want sneaking to be more immersive. Or maybe you just want to shoot babies out of a fat man directly at Preston Garvey's butthole. Well, mods will give you that option as well. With mods installed, the possibilities are almost limitless on what you can do in Fallout 4. But even if you don't want to change any of the fundamentals like the gameplay or quests, then know that mods offer a consistent stream of incredibly high quality free DLC like new beautiful weapons, armors, and workshop items. These items will only serve to give you a more enjoyable second, third, fourth, or in my case, 600th playthrough of the game. I rate this thing one dog who's spying on his neighbor like a nosy little bitch. Yep, I knew it. Dolores, get over here. Look, the Johnsons, they might be murderers, okay? Carl just came out of his basement again, covered in blood. At number 2, we've got do all the companion quests. Did you guys know that if you get your affinity high enough with any given companion, they will offer you a special quest that's personal just for them? Each one of the quests are different depending on the companion, and you won't be able to access the quest right away. No, you'll actually have to butter them up first. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to apply butter to a human being before, but I have. And it's messy and it smells kind of funky. Okay, so be prepared for that. Now, if you're successful at greasing up their butt cheeks and they give you their unique quest, and you manage to actually complete that quest, then they'll give you a special unique perk as well. More importantly, these are unique perks that can only be acquired through your companions. So if you want to experience them, then you're gonna have to get on your companion's good side. Honestly, my 2 favorite companion quests in Fallout 4 are Nick Valentine's and McCready's, and I don't want to give anything away like spoilers or anything like that, but it is really fun learning more about these characters, while at the same time playing a new unique side quest. I rate this thing one guy who's part man and part ceremonious flamingo. Good God, honey, what the fuck is that? And at the number 1 spot, we've got explore everything. Now, the Commonwealth is a gigantic place filled with lots of interesting locations to explore, and as you work your way through the main story, you'll see lots of exciting new places. However, the main story only scratches the surface in terms of taking you through the world space. So if you want a fun challenge that'll keep your balls wet once you've completed the main story, then just explore the world until you've unlocked every single icon on the map. Now, I've done this in every single Fallout game I've ever played, and honestly, I ended up finding things I had never seen before, learning new things about the game, even finding items or Easter eggs that I otherwise would not have known about. I can honestly say I've searched every nook and cranny of Fallout 4. I know this map the way I know every inch of my own butt cheeks. And I'm a man who knows his own butt cheeks. I mean, look at how they curve and form a perfect split. Just look at how smooth and inviting. What the fuck is that thing? What is that? Now, being an explorer in Fallout 4 is a lot of fun, and unlocking every icon on the map and exploring those locations will take anyone an incredibly long time. But honestly, it's one of the funnest things to do in the game, even before you complete the main story. I rate this thing one guy who always has to one-up everybody. No big deal, guys. I'm just filling up my helicopter with some premium fuel here. Dude, I love your Toyota, by the way. What is that, a 94? Love it. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to bitch slap that subscribe button like it's 3 weeks behind on your rent. Bitch! Where's the money, bitch? Where's the money? Where is it? Also, go ahead and hit that bell icon, too, because apparently YouTube thought there should be extra steps. Why not, right?
I'd like to subscribe, but first I have to click this and do this. Oh, it needs an email. All right, and this. Okay, fuck. Just tell me when he's uploading. Fuck!
Once you do all that, if you're lucky, at the stroke of midnight, a tiny little Averagebaters fairy might come and tickle your butthole. Also, if you want to see another top 10 similar to this one, then go ahead and click that sexy little icon at the bottom left of the screen. And I hope to see you all again next time for another top 10.